Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon and welcome to today's episode of The Hard Talk with Reception. That show where we delve a little deep and try to understand the sentiments surrounding business leaders in hospitality. Today, we're speaking with Mr. Raghu Nair, an experienced hotel professional with over 17 years of experience and having worked with several large brands like the Intercontinental Group of Hotels. Today, Raghu has taken up the mantle of being the general manager at the Otera. The Otera is a five-star deluxe property in Electronic City in Bangalore, and it houses some premium food and beverage brands such as the Terminus, 24 at 43, East Pan Asian Cuisine, Alloro Fine Dining Italian Cuisine, and of course a spa called Aloka. Being the general manager of the Otera, I'm sure that Raghu has been at the forefront of this entire pandemic and having to deal with his business in this entire situation. So today, we intend on speaking with him to try to understand how the Otera and his staff have dealt with the situation so far. What are the innovations, the key innovations that have happened in this time, and how this innovation is going to be implemented for the future, and what is the future itself of both the Otera and hotels and hospitality itself. So with no further ado, here's Mr. Raghu Nair. Hi, good afternoon, Raghu. How are you?
Good afternoon. I'm doing fine. How are you?
I'm fine, Raghu. Nice to see you. Thank you so much for being on the show
And
with us today.
thank you.
How's everything going otherwise?
Well, I think we're on the same page. I think picture here this side.
Pretty much.
Yeah, yeah.
So, Raghu, I'd like to just, sort of get straight into it, just sort of open you up for questions. We already have a couple of viewers, and all of them are quite eager to know. We've done quite a few promotions before this. I've also spoken to quite a few people, and they're very excited to have you on the show, specifically to get some sort of an understanding from a hotelier's point of view. So, to open it off, Raghu, I just want to ask you how you are. How are you doing as a head of a hotel business in this current situation?
Well, these are indeed unexpected times, as you know. And me and my
Absolutely.
team recognize that this current situation requires all of us to be more thoughtful in the way we approach our guest services.
Right.
COVID-19 was something no one was prepared for.
Right.
So rapid modification and improvisations that will suit the new requirement.
Yes. Very much so. I mean,
That
in
was
terms of
my focus point mainly. And also
sure.
we are investing our time to work on the cost saving measures. Sometimes everything is not on the top line. We need to understand what measures to be
Absolutely.
taken to keep our stakeholders happy and the entire team happy.
Absolutely. I mean, I think that what you're trying to say is in the current situation, you can't be looking at business in the normal, as it would be in the normal course where you're constantly trying to increase your top line.
Yeah.
And with extraordinary situations like this, you may have to look at it from a holistic point of view and try to see how we're able to control some things internally also, which would be things like bottom line and costs and things like that. So, Raghu, I just wanted to ask you, what is your take on the state of the industry overall? Just hotels in general and hospitality itself.
All right. I think the hoteliers had to witness a massive slump in bookings, and we're the major brand of the lockdown, to be honest.
Sure.
The occupancy slid down drastically, so did the revenue. You must
Right.
be aware
Of
of it, right?
course.
It's a
Yeah.
difficult time for all of us,
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah.
but we are hopeful that things will settle soon and the industry will come back into action. However, this will take some time, and hope is the only way moving forward.
Absolutely. I mean, this is a chord that we are also trying to showcase very much on the show, and that is, is that despite the current situation, despite what's happening with the industry itself, I think that something like you said, hope. It's such a strong factor that all of us need to kind of focus on and have a lot of, as our arsenal, because that sort of helps us as business people sort of pick up and ensure that the industry is on a smooth transition back to normalcy.
And like
So,
you said,
Ms.
I mean, at the same time, we are doing our best to restore the faith of our guests,
Absolutely, yeah,
informing them about the
that's
safety measures that we are taking, but like we know the entire industry is affected. So
yes,
getting the business
exactly,
back like
yeah,
before is a Herculean task, but we will never give up. As a team, we all get together, and each day we come up with, keep our chin and head up.
right. That's
Uh,
fantastic.
yeah, and planning what we can do best for the future.
That's great. That's great. So, Mr. Raghu, how are you managing to stay functional today? Like with regards to your in-house F&B brands, because overall the restaurant industry itself has, of course, taken a dip. But since you are managing not just accommodation but F&B also, how is it that you are managing to stay functional at the moment?
Well, as you know, we got a few famous, well-known outlets, F&B outlets.
Yeah.
Most of them are shut, because of this lockdown, and our coffee shop, which is all-day dining, which is under function. And soon we'll be opening our Pioneer Share restaurant, which is east from next week, most probably.
That's great.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Um, and we have started our takeaway, during this last
Right.
few months, during the lockdown period. Since we had these corporate
Sure.
companies around, it was pretty helpful for us. And since it's a five, there's only a five-star deluxe in the city, we had an upper hand to, when it comes to the hygiene and the safety. And the people had the trust
Right.
on us, like, we were able to deliver them with, you know, with their expectations. That is the best thing happened to
Right.
us.
Right.
And
Right.
also we got
So,
a
I
brewery
mean,
where we started giving the beer away. The first time we are doing something like that.
okay.
And I'm sure that on a lighter note, the reception will be helping us too to improve our business soon, right?
Yes, that's great. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, it's great that first and foremost there are still there is still activity happening with all of the brands inside the hotel itself. So that's good news. That's good news for not just not just Electronic City as a general demographic, but I think that if any other hotelier is also listening, it is something that's feasible, I suppose, and we can probably dig a little deeper into that as the conversation moves ahead. You've kind of touched a little bit upon what your brewery is doing, and that would be the Terminus. So I just wanted to ask you a question
Not the 10
regarding
minutes.
that.
We got another brewery called 46 ounces.
Okay, 46
Yeah,
ounces,
yeah,
right.
yeah,
So
yeah.
that's the
That's a brewery.
standalone property which is close
Exactly. Yeah,
by.
yeah. Very close by.
Okay, that's great. That's great. So just a quick note for all of our viewers: the 46 ounces, which is a microbrewery in Electronic City, is affiliated with the Otera, and they are very much still open for the takeaway of beer and brewed beer. So if anybody is interested in that, please do note that that is available for you as an option. But now, Raghu, with regards to the terminus itself. The law did allow most pubs to be able to sell their liquor. Did the terminus sell liquor during the lockdown? And if yes, how feasible was that?
We did like, we had some restrictions from the government for the first couple of months. Then we started serving it or selling it on MRP. Um,
Yeah,
when it comes to beer or the full bottles, we are able to deliver that.
right,
We
right.
did that, but we are not able to dine in or accept any customers or guests in the terminus bar. But
Sure, sure.
we managed to deliver it, take away.
That's okay. So are you specifically talking about online deliveries of your food, or I'm specifically asking if you sold liquor? And when I say liquor, I'm talking about like the full bottles of alcohol that was allowed to be sold by pubs. Was this something that you guys did at the terminus?
The online delivery was only for the food. But when it comes to alcohol, like, we have the group, like, a lot of people with they know us, we are well known in the market. And
Yeah.
once we put in the, anywhere in the social media, like, it was easy for us to, so it was sold out actually in a couple of days.
That's great. That's great. That's fantastic. That's very nice to hear. So always at any given point of time, I'm hearing from you that the team at Otera has always been quite proactive. We've worked together personally as well, and I can also vouch that the Otera does have a very energetic team, and that's very proactive. And I'm glad to know that this is the case even during the lockdown. And during such difficult times for you guys to still be sort of championing, moving forward. That's very, very nice to hear. It's very reassuring to hear. So, Raghu, I just wanted to ask you, just moving on, from what's already happened in the past to what is it that's happening right now, and to sort of tie in the future now. What sort of major challenges do you foresee, going forward in regards to accommodation specifically?
I don't know. I mean, there will be many challenges, in fact, but everybody has different sense of comfort with this whole pandemic, right? So
Right.
there is a huge swing. I know that the youth, I mean, do not have the appetite, for
Yeah.
the lockdown. So
Yeah.
they would like to get back to the restaurants and bars like before. I mean, just imagine the
Absolutely.
families. They've been staying at home for the last 4 months. And they're not even going out. School vacation happens. The kids are in house. There must
Very
be
much. Yeah.
desperately
Yeah.
waiting, for a chance to go out and dine in somewhere. So we're
Yeah.
just waiting for the right time. I'm sure the business will come back. The challenges will be there. Okay, as you said, most of the IT companies decided to do the work from home for a certain period. That can be one of the major challenges which we'll be facing since it's a corporate hotel.
Right. Yeah.
Okay, and the people will have the fear, though we pretty much recovered from this pandemic. Okay, I
Right.
mean they
Right.
have to be convinced to come out of the home and get mingled with the society. That is the challenges, that understanding from the people perception, and how we convey that message to everyone that this is one of the safest hotels to come and dine in
Yes.
or to stay. That's what we are doing now.
I think that that's quite interesting that you bring that up because, like you said, there are a lot. I mean, Bangalore is first and foremost quite a young city in the sense that there are a lot of youngsters in the city, and I can vouch that we are very much waiting to get out and sort of get back into these experiences. And from your point of view as a business who's offering these experiences, to be able to convey to us confidently that it is safe to come here, and we have taken these precautions to stay safe. I think that that's quite interesting, and I'm seeing that this kind of engagement is already happening on your social media. And for our viewers, whoever don't doesn't know, you should follow the Otera on Instagram and their other social media handles, because they have a beautiful video about how they've implemented all of these safety standard measures, and it is quite
Yeah.
it is very, very reassuring. There is certain confidence that is built, and I can certainly vouch, for something like that. So it's excellent to see that there is the acknowledgement that of course there will be challenges, but what I'm hearing from you is that you're ready for these challenges, and the team is ready to take on these challenges, very proactively. So, Mr. Raghu, I mean, how considerate has your support system been, during this entire lockdown? Of course, any business does have a proper support system. That every business does have to have customers, vendors, landlords, staff. So, how considerate have all of these people been during this entire situation? Specifically, I want to ask you with regards to staff, vendors, and partners.
I mean, of course, without support, nothing would have been possible so far. We got a fabulous team. Okay, I mean, I'm blessed to have them around.
That's great.
All our staff, and as always, we work like a family.
Yes,
And
absolutely.
I got my, when it comes to my owning company, they know like what it takes, and they haven't pushed me for something which doesn't, work for any
Yeah,
of us. And having an owning company like that who understands what it takes and who
yeah,
supports you very well, like, and you'll have the freedom to experiment, and you'll have the pressure on your shoulders, and same time the responsibilities to deliver. So when
yeah,
you have a team around, whether it is, when start from those, I mean, start from the security itself, like, they've been staying together with me, like, throughout this season. And in
right.
fact, we haven't even thought of laying off any staff. I think we are one of few, like, who didn't do that. We're still
That's
around.
fantastic.
We stand as a team, and still like a family. So otherwise, I would have been,
Right.
I would have been somewhere else by this time. Like, if I think it's
Yeah,
support.
absolutely, absolutely. It's so nice to hear that. I think that this is something that not a lot of businesses have had the comfort, or not a lot of businesses have been blessed enough to say that, look, I as of today I have not actually laid off anybody. So I think that that's great. I mean, I think that the Otera has definitely something fantastic to work with. I'm sure that there is so much of compromise that all of your staff had to have taken during this time. But to know that the entire staff is still there and you guys are still working as a family, that itself should be great news for the guests who are coming there in the future to know that you guys internally are so tight. So that's a great message to sort of put out there. So Raghu, I just want to ask you. I mean, how do you think? What kind of ripple effect do you think this is going to have? What sort of ripple effect do you foresee for the future of the Otera?
See, I mean, overall, it's just hotel actually. I mean, bearing the brunt, like bearing the brunt of job losses. So, hospitality industry saw a loss of almost 7.7 million jobs just in April, which
Yeah,
is 88% of all job losses for the month. Okay, the ripple effect
scary.
I
Yeah,
see is how deeply this will affect our economy,
yeah, yeah,
including the loss of business for our restaurants, hotels, various components of the tourism industry. And all of us are related.
yeah.
Most of,
Absolutely,
most
definitely.
of us, the corporate, like I said, companies have decided or they have tasted, like, maybe they have adapted that work from home culture for a long term basis. That
Yeah,
will directly affect the hot industry in terms of corporate stays, conferences, and other business.
right, right.
But still, like the people will start moving. That's only hope we are having because, like I said, the people are in four walls and they really want to come out of that.
Absolutely, yeah, I can definitely attest to something like that. So, I mean, if you're saying that the ripple effect of this is something that is just going to happen over a period of time, and again, we have a viewer, Palani, who was asking a question saying that since Otera is an electronic city, how is the impact considering the lockdown of the IT companies in the vicinity? And I think that you kind of answered that question in the comment that you just gave a little earlier, because everything is related. It is the entire economy that is taken a hit, and certain sectors have absolutely been affected worse than others. But then, like you said, everything is so related. Everything is interrelated to one another. Like for example, with Otera being an electronic city, and all the IT businesses having to be shut down, that directly affects your business as well. And now, since your business shut down, it's constantly affecting your consumers, people, youngsters who want to actually come to your business and be able to, spend some time there, get an experience and things like that. So it's nice to know. I mean, it's comforting to know that all of us are sort of in this together, and it's comforting to know that every single cog in the entire system is sort of working towards, getting out of this and coming out much brighter and stronger. So that's great. I mean, yes, things are hard now, but it's nice to know that we're all on the right track as such. So, what kind of I mean, what kind of measures have you taken to overcome the current situation so far, Raghu?
You mean when it comes to the F&B or the rooms overall?
Both. I mean, with regards to the whole business itself, of course. I mean, if you are already operating at a certain capacity, what are the actual measures that you've taken to ensure that the guest has a comfortable experience, even if that guest is only a percentage today as it was compared to before.
All right, like you must be aware of all the precautions we are taking in all the hotels, but
Yes.
on the other side, since our normal marketing strategies has been affected, we are looking out for few services or packages which would look promising to our guests.
Great. Okay.
As I
Such
already
as.
mentioned, we have come up with like takeaway, which I mentioned already, home delivery. Then
Right.
also coming up with the packages for staycations, then ensuring a safe hygiene, weekend getaways, and giving them an experience of a hospitality.
Great. Okay.
We have
Okay.
also come up with our new wedding packages and with a reasonable charges. Like we can't have more than 50, 100 people. That's some new restrictions from the government. We have to follow that as well. Considering
Of
that,
course. Yeah. Yeah.
having that in mind, we have developed or some packages for the weddings as well. And also we have started monthly meeting venue packages for those nearby corporate companies. They can use it as a venue for work from home or as a company, as offices.
Right, right, right. So, I mean, also I wanted to ask you, these are the types of things that you guys are doing, just in order to ensure that you are still in a place where you're able to deliver some sort of experiences. But then, for the benefit of our viewers, who are, we do have a lot of restaurateurs who are watching this. We do have a lot of consumers who are watching this. So specifically, I just wanted to ask you, what kind of innovations have you implemented in terms of just safety measures or things like that? Because I myself, I've seen that video, right? So I know that, but then for our viewers also, just to have like a fair understanding of what are the measures that you all have taken to ensure that everyone has a smooth experiences when they are coming to redeem the experiences that you just mentioned.
So in fact, a lot to say, a lot to talk about that, but I'll just summarize it. Okay.
Sure,
I
sure,
mean,
yeah,
key innovations would be in terms of most of the services becoming completely digital, like everyone does it. Most of the hotel person, right?
yeah,
And we just like to avoid those personal contacts or
yeah,
human intervention, and we're just minimizing everything. And
right,
this is going to be, that is a new era, new normal for everyone moving forward.
absolutely,
Okay,
right,
digital platform, right? But
yeah,
also
yeah.
on top of that, after doing everything, like we wanted to do something different, like considering the actual fact. It's not just a digital or avoiding that or minimizing the guest intervention. I mean, in fact, it's all about starting from the supply chain management.
Sure,
Okay, how
sure.
safe they are. Okay, and how employees are trained, how well they are trained. How you follow that FSSA or the ISO system.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
matters. I mean, what you serve on the table, that matters than anything else.
Right,
Or
right, right.
ensuring that the rooms are, taken care well by the housekeeping team. They know what they have to do in the room once someone check out.
Yeah,
Okay, considering,
yeah.
like I told you, considering that supply chain management, what we are doing, like, we came up with something called farm to plate.
I'm
I
sorry.
mean,
Something like what to
it's
plate?
called farm to plate.
Farm to
The
plate.
farmers,
Okay.
yeah. So what we are
Yeah.
planning, just to take out those middlemen. Okay, we are going to purchase. We are going to, uh, you know, approach all those farmers. Who's been doing this, farming for years, and we're going to purchase direct from the
Yeah.
farm direct to the hotel. So what happens, like the guests will get garden fresh food on the table on their plate,
Great.
and
That's
same
great.
way we are
Yeah.
minimizing that, or we are avoiding those middlemen. Like the man handling is pretty much less compared to the
Yeah.
previous
Yeah.
system in place.
Yeah.
So that's something we are ensuring, like as the next level. We already started doing it.
Nice, nice. Okay, so I mean, this again is it's something that is such a back end thing. I mean, as a normal customer who's coming there or dining in, and this is akin to any hotel or restaurant, that you don't really know what's actually happening on the back end. Like the
Yeah,
customer comes there, they sit down, they eat, and they leave. And I'm talking about in a normal situation. But today, when there is so much more extra skepticism, and people are still ordering food, right? People are still getting food being delivered to their homes. But then there is such a huge process on the back end, and thank you for shedding a little light in terms of what that exact process of actually getting that food, and now for you to be able to say something like eliminating that middleman to ensure safety standards wherein fewer people are interacting with the end product which is going to be on the customer's plate, that itself actually reduces the chances of more people and more additional transmission if need be. So that's actually quite an interesting thing, and I think that that's a key takeaway that a lot of our viewers can also have. So, Raghav, I just wanted to take a question from the audience again. Right? So, Palani Rajan again, he asks, considering there is a skepticism for larger gatherings in the future, what kind of measures have you taken to ensure safety specifically in your banquet halls to host, big party events? Let's say, for example, I mean, you had the wedding package that you were talking about. What can a wedding crowd expect in terms of a safety measure inside the banquet hall?
see, as per this government instructions, we cannot have more than a certain number of people, right? So we are strictly following that. And again, what we do inside, like buffet, how are we going to do the buffet? Are we doing the buffet, or it's going to be on the table?
Right,
Okay,
right, right.
it's a plate service. So the staff will be, completely trained, but the guest also will be seated with the social distance maintained.
Okay.
They have to do that after, after
Absolutely,
following all
absolutely.
those rules and regulations. Then only we can conduct an event like that.
Sure,
Okay,
sure.
because end of the day, our motto or our primary focus will be the guests. health, and they should go back to the hotel with 100% safe, and
Absolutely.
yeah,
Yeah,
they're
yeah.
going to with their family members, right? So we are not supposed to compromise anything there.
Absolutely.
We are okay
Absolutely.
to say no to the business, but we will not compromise having them in the hotel.
That's great. That's great. I mean, ladies and gentlemen, for whoever's watching, you heard it here first, and I think that this is a point that I really really want to resonate, right? And because there is this some sort of huge conception sometimes, and me as a consumer, I've seen it myself, that many a times businesses are just they're just wanting business. They just want more and more business, but then that's not the case. The customer's guest or the guest experience is the thing that's number one, and I'm sure that you can sort of attest and agree with me on that. The guest experience is absolutely number one, and your guest safety at this point of time is absolutely a priority, and it's okay, like Mr. Raku said, it is okay to not even get that business, but it is absolutely important to ensure that these safety standards are constantly met. So I'm very happy to sort of put that message out there, right? So Raghu, in terms of consumer trends, right? Because this entire situation has just changed the mindset of so many people. Personally, for you, what kind of consumer trends do you see noticing with regards to accommodation and dining in and online delivery? Do you see that there is a shift in that?
I think, yeah, I can see the changes in the trend. Basically, the major consumer trends are the expansive use of digital platforms nowadays.
Yeah.
Okay, that's how they fulfill their needs, basically. They're sitting at home. As much as we are finding way to serve the guest, the clients are also waiting to avail services which would be, in the restaurants.
Yeah.
Okay, so they have to break that monotony from the quarantine life, and they have to come out. Hence, the active online will still continue. Okay, it's been happening earlier as well.
Yeah.
At the same time, we're having the guests in our restaurants. Okay,
Right.
so I think this will be the future business will be doubling up when it comes to the F&B, because
Sure, that's
people are
great.
getting tired sitting at home, at least for few months in the beginning, because
Yeah.
people are tired of sitting at home. They really want to come out and get some fresh air and freak out in a different environment
Yeah.
overall.
Yeah.
That will be everyone will be seeking for that. It's not just me or you, the entire world. I mean, imagine 4 months sitting at home, not even school holidays happening. The kids are are forced to stay at home. So
Yeah.
I really hoping and expecting double business in F&B.
That's great. And I mean, like you said, in terms of people having to sit at home for 4 months and things like that, and like you said, for a lot of young professionals with children at home, it is tough. It is tough. It is tough to stay indoors, and you're seeing that because of that, because people have been sort of forced to be indoors for so long. Once things are fine, once things are normal, you are expecting or you're anticipating a huge boom in business. So that's great. In fact, at this point of time, I want to recall a conversation that we had on the second episode of this show with Mr. Kiran Reddy, who is the owner of a brewery in Kalyanagar called Wanderers. What he said, and this is very interesting, is that there is no such thing as social distancing. We are social creatures by nature, and what we are forced to do right now is nothing but physical distancing, which sort of ties in very beautifully to what you're saying, right? Is that there is a need to socialize, there is a need for people to come together. They may not have to sit very closely together, but then you are in a place where you have to socialize. You are in a place where where you do need to get out, and you do need to be in a place where there are other human beings as well. So that's great, Raghu. Like, I'm really glad you were able to sort of clear that up for us, right? So I think I just want to ask you another question. So, in your opinion, what do you think the life of a hotelier is going to be in Bangalore once things are back to normal? Is it going to be very different from the past? And this would be some a little bit of a personal question to you. What do you think your life is going to look like once all of this is done and things are going to go back to normal?
There will be a difference from the past for sure. As I mentioned, it will take some time to get back to the normal, like what we used to earlier. So as
Yeah.
I mentioned, it will definitely be a major revamp for all of us.
Right.
We all will be getting closely adapted for a new normal.
Right.
Hotel industry will continue to remain affected for a while, because even if this entire crisis ends, let's just say, would be not of major importance immediately, because people
Yeah,
are, like I
correct.
told you, really people still, like, they will not have that confidence to come out. They'll still be worried about this virus around.
Yeah,
All
yeah.
right, I mean, I'm a family man, I know how it takes. So
Of course, of course.
yeah, I mean, I will not take a chance.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
expecting all those, like, like you said, the youth, they will come out.
yeah.
I mean, they've been tiring sitting, at home for a while. Um, happen if you are really, like you said, I mean, social distancing we've been maintaining physically, but that matters. Okay, if you don't shake hand with your friends sometimes, if you don't give them a hug,
Yeah,
doesn't matter how many video calls you do in a day,
yeah.
that touch, makes a lot of difference. That's, I mean, I'm a human, I
Absolutely.
understand how it is. So the people have
Absolutely.
to come out, like, one day, and Bangalore will bounce back with full fledged. That's, I mean, I'm pretty much confident, and I'm very positive with that. Okay, Bangalore business will not die. I mean, whatever happens in the world, I mean, it's a matter
Yeah.
of time. Like, I think we will overcome, and the business will be back soon.
That's great. Yeah. So, I mean, another thing that we've sort of been noticing with just the talks that we've had with most people is that, and I really, really want to sort of, resonate on this point is that even though this hospitality industry, and that is, I'm talking about hotels and restaurants, pubs, cafes, everyone, even though it is the most affected industry, at least in the grand scheme of things, the beauty here is that this is also the most hopeful industry. There is still so much of positive energy in terms of being able to bounce back, and there's such an interpersonal context here, and I think that that is at the very core of hospitality itself. Is that the to be able to have like real proper relationships with people, between a pub and a person. I think that relationship is very strong, and because businesses like yours are in the are on the side of actually delivering social experiences. I think that having this positivity and continuing to work towards bringing back the energetic, enigmatic nature of hospitality itself. I think that that's really great. I think that that's something that people need to focus on. Is the fact that the bounce back is going to happen, and it's going to happen in a huge way. So, and I'm very happy to hear that. So we have another question from another one of our viewers. So Varsha Reddy asks, with everything going digital, do you think the face of hospitality will change to drastically move away from the personal touch and experience approach?
Certain extent, yes. Even now, like, we check in, check out, the billing, the payment, everything is digital, right? The interaction will be pretty
Yeah,
minimal. Okay, but the human touch will be still there.
absolutely.
Okay, okay.
Right.
I mean, there are people who comes to get served by a person, particularly
Yeah,
sometimes.
yeah,
Okay, that will still continue. That will remain the same. The human touch, whatever happens, doesn't matter how much you do digital.
yeah,
The
yeah.
human touch, the human intervention will continue doing it.
Right, right.
Okay,
I
I
mean
mean,
that.
nothing that you can wipe out from the world.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's nice to know that that's again sort of ties back to the point of hospitality being such an interpersonal thing. So basically, to sum up what you're saying, no matter what happens at any given point of time, the human experience, it may not be necessarily physical touch and feel, but with digital solutions being implemented, the human experience of hospitality will never ever go away. And this is something that I also sort of personally believe as well. So, Raghu, do you have some sort of prediction as to when this whole thing is going to blow over and things are going to get back to normal?
I really wish I could. I wish anyone could do that, but
Yeah, yeah,
I think we are at a point where none of us can predict. Correct.
yeah. I mean,
And
that's true. Yeah,
when this crisis is going to be end, it's something which you'll have to wait and see with patience.
right.
As we all know, the intensity of the situation and how it is impacting each one of us is really bad. Okay, throughout. I mean, for the
Right.
last 4 months, like, all we can do is just really, I mean, sit and pray and, give that positive vibe to each other, motivate the people around. Things will come back. It's just an experience for all of us for few months, and maybe it's a learning like we are doing, like we know how to save our costs now, like what
Yeah,
contributes towards the bottom line. We are using this time
yeah,
for that as a
yeah,
team.
yeah.
So I have some good reasons to go back to my owner saying that I know how to save my HLP, how to save my food cost. So I had
Right.
enough time to get into details for every line item. So
That's
use, I
great.
mean,
That's
there are,
great.
yeah, use it on the other way of like some positive vibes, positive sides we can see into that, and you know use make useful of it, use of it, like all these 4 months, like you're not that busy, you're with your family, you will not get this time maybe in the future, maybe we don't want to, but you had
Right.
enough time with the family, enjoy that, and just move on, and things will change soon.
That's fantastic. I mean, I think that serves as a great piece of advice for any working professional, if you ask me, right? To say that, hey, look, I mean, we've had so much time now, things have gone down, but this does not mean that there's no work to do. There's so much that you can think of, that you can't think of during the normal course of business, and this is something very similar to the conversation that I had 2 days ago with Mr. Don Thomas. He also said that in this time that they've innovated so much in terms of business itself, and they've done things like centralize their marketing, centralize their purchases, and things like that. So to be able to use this time wisely is great, and to be able to hope that things blow over soon is also a good thing. I want to ask you this, Raghu. So a lot of people, a lot of restaurateurs that I'm talking to, all of them have this hope that December, Christmas season and the holiday season is there is something big that's going to happen in the holiday season. Are you of the same opinion? Do you think that business is going to be seeing some sort of an uptick in the month of December?
I mean, close to my fingers, I expect it before that. In fact, my call was by
That's
October.
great. That's
In
even
fact,
better. Yeah.
yeah, but I mean, that's my prediction,
Right.
my call. Okay, that's my point of view.
Sure.
But
Yeah.
December,
Yeah. Yeah.
however,
Yeah.
I feel like yeah, Christmas and New Year's will be a major change for all of us. In fact, like we'll be back to the ground together, enjoying that New Year's Eve or Christmas party. I hope that will come true.
Yeah. Yeah. That's great. Here's hoping. We have our fingers crossed for that. I just
Please,
want to take
yeah,
another. I want to take another question from the audience. We have
please,
Mr.
yeah.
Anirudh Jayagopal asking, how do you manage with large fixed costs, considering that occupancy and utilization is lower, and also variable costs have gone up with higher safety standards? Have you encountered any new innovative ideas in your industry to cover for these added costs?
That's a very good question, Anirudh. I mean, like I mentioned earlier, we've been spending our time on this. In fact, I was on PML with my AFC for the last 3 months, and in the order too. And just to understand, like where we can save, because we've been very busy and we've been pretty convinced with what we get on the top line. Based on that,
Yeah.
when we produce a certain percentage of GOP, we are pretty much convinced we can convince the owners or the stakeholders. But
Yeah.
this 4 months, gave us an insight, maybe it was an eye opener for all of us when it comes to HLP or any other fixed cost, except the payroll.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
we have a huge area where we can work on. Okay, I mean, Anirudh, if
Okay.
you can get in touch with me, I can help you out with what we've been doing and what we are planning to do, and how it is helping us. Okay, our hotel is
Absolutely.
one of those top GOP producing hotel in India. So
That's great. Right.
a lot of measures we take as a team. I mean, like I mentioned, owners, myself, we all on same team, including the HODs. We know what it takes and then how to move on.
Right.
So including the fixed cost, like we can, because we saved almost 70% of our cost in the last 3 months, which was not in place. Okay,
Right.
I'm talking except the
Right.
payroll I'm talking about. So if we really want to work on,
Yeah.
we can,
Yeah.
but it's all about how do you get into line by line, just understand, like just go out and be physically there and work on it. Then you'll find a lot of areas where you can work on. Sometimes as a leader, as you did heard, you tend to get busy with a lot of stuff, like you are focusing your top line with accounts, the business which comes in. But on the other side, I mean, I'm sure that I can, for the next, when the business is back, I can give my owner maybe another 2% of GOP to the
Right.
bottom line.
Right.
So definitely we can do that. And with I can give a telephone number or email ID. Let's be in touch. I can share with you.
Sure, that's great. So, I mean, for Anirudh's information, what I can do is I can definitely put both of you in touch together. I can share across some email IDs, and both of you all can take this offline and
I'll be glad to do that. Yeah.
delve a little deeper into that. Thanks, Anirudh. Thanks for that question. It was a great question. I just want to ask you another question, Raghu. What is your prediction on new business models? Right, for example, increased online delivery, maybe renting of equipment, talent, anything else that you can use, your space itself for. And I know that you did talk a little bit about these new packages that you are coming up with, but then any sort of drastic innovations in these key areas?
See, those packages which I mentioned it's only for this pandemic, okay, a season because
Okay, okay,
no one
okay.
can go to walk into any other restaurant. So, but we will change. I mean, once everything is back to normal, like I mentioned, the people will be back, business will be back, but digital will again, it has its own influence. Okay, uh, most of them will be continue using it for maybe another few more months. Then that will become a trend also. Okay.
Right.
But again, it was happening earlier, so I don't think that hotel industry will be affected. But when it comes to 5 star or maybe 4 star, like certain extent, I don't know. But we'll be still the same because people have that confidence in us. We don't compromise when it comes to safety measures or any other hygiene, aspects. Okay, we
Absolutely.
suddenly
Yeah.
we strictly we follow everything to make sure that the guests are happy and they're pretty much in a comfort zone. We ensure that.
Yeah.
For us, that's what we learn from the school. This is our God. So we
Right.
do everything for them. So we don't compromise there. So that's the best part
Sure.
in 5 star. The people still have the spending power. It's not like people have no money. They just
Yeah.
want to stay
Yeah.
at home. They have money. They'll come back. They'll come on the floor. They'll start spending more than before. Right. Okay. I
Yeah.
mean, you can
Yeah.
imagine if you're married, your wife will be taking you for shopping. What was the pending for the last 4 months?
Of
I mean, you'll have
course.
to buy that. So
Yeah.
forget that you have saved some money also. You'll be on the floor spending money. Right.
Absolutely.
All of us will be doing
So
the same.
what's Yeah, yeah. I mean, once things are back, I mean, you're what you're trying to tell me is that there is still so much more that can be done, and in terms of this dearth and this gap that has been left, it's just there's such a built-up demand that's just waiting to be satisfied, and you're just waiting for things to flow when these things can come back, and it will come back. So that's great. Raghu, I just wanted to sort of wrap things up a little bit because we are running a little short of time. I just have two more questions for you. Right? So first
Okay.
one is, do you have any advice for someone yearning to get into the hotel business? People who have just graduated from hospitality college, things like that, or what would be your key points of advice for someone who's actually wanting to get into the business now, or at least was thinking of getting into the business before the pandemic hit?
All right. I mean, see, the only answer, have patience. Okay.
Right.
As much as the hot industry is affected currently, the times will definitely change.
Yeah.
Like I
Yeah.
mentioned earlier, people will still continue to avail services with us.
Right.
I think there is absolutely no risk for anyone getting into the industry. Every
Sure.
industry has their own set of challenges, and it is shall pass the time like this. Okay.
Absolutely.
And hot
Absolutely.
industry, if you know how to run it, that's the most safest, and definitely it will bounce back maybe better
Right.
than before. Yeah.
Right. And would you say that, and seeing it that you are such an experienced person in the hotel industry, would you say that, for someone who's starting off in the industry, for young freshers in the industry, would you say that it's a very, very rewarding experience? And since you're a person who's actually facing such massive challenges at the moment, at the time where the industry itself is in the cusp of a major change, and you're a person, you're at very much a leadership position in this role, specific to reward, the feeling of reward, being in the hotel industry. Is there something that you want to, say to youngsters and freshers in the industry with regards to that?
No, in fact, what challenges do to you? I mean, that makes you very strong, isn't it? Mentally, you're strong.
Absolutely.
Because
Absolutely.
I've been experiencing something for the last 4 months I never thought of in my life.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, I'm in a hotel, like, through all the weekdays. I mean, we are sold out, and, we came down to 10 to 11, 15% occupancy. And with, with the full manning. So that gives you an insight, like, you start thinking differently, then that makes you more matured and stronger in your role. And every individual start contributing. So accept everything as a challenge. It's not like you run away from problems that happen, that chase you in your life, throughout your
Yeah.
life. The
Yeah.
problems are
Yeah.
always there. It's all about how do you tackle that. How do
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
take it? How positive you are with the problems? Because without problems, you'll never get experience solving the problem.
That's great.
Right.
Yeah, that's
This
a
is
great
something
point.
like it's an inside eye opener for all of us, like I mentioned earlier. Take it as a lesson, as a learning. Then because when you get back to normal business, normal, what the trend which has been happening earlier, we'll have we'll have pretty easier life because we know what to do. We've been working on that for the last 5 months, sitting in the office doing nothing. So
Yeah.
we're trying something different, and we're trying to understand what to be done. And the business back, how can I add, or how can I create or generate another 1% to or 2%, and how can I give bonus to my team members who is standing with me throughout this? I think differently and go back to your family with a smile. There's nothing different. I have enough time to spend with my family, and I have
Yeah.
enough time to talk to my friends. I have enough time to think differently, and I have enough
Yeah.
time to read books. And it's beautiful weather in Bangalore, so enjoy that, and just get ready for the next. So when the business comes back, accept it with with a full smile, and contribute more towards the bottom line. That should be our motto moving
That's
forward.
great.
Bottom line,
That's great.
more money to the bottom line.
That's great. Nice. I mean, I think that that sort of wraps it up really well. In terms of as a piece of advice for youngsters starting off in this journey, be it hotel. And I think that your advice applies to any sort of profession. Is that without these kind of challenges that come forth, there is no scope for maturity. It's not so much a problem as it is a challenge, and I think that that's kind of the tone of the entire conversation that we've been having, is that it is a challenging thing, but the main focus that I want to put here is the fact that people are still working every day. They're trying to innovate. They're trying to put their thinking caps on, and there is still something that's happening every day in terms of fixing or building. There is productivity every day, building for the future, and I think that that's happening across the board, be it irrespective of whichever industry that is. So that's a great message to sort of leave, for the conversation itself. And my final question to you, Raghu, and I think that this is something that you have already sort of vehemently answered as well, but just for the benefit of the viewers, there are a lot of your own patrons who are probably watching this, people who would like to go to hotels, and people who are, like you said, just waiting to get back out there. How do you have any final words for them, for
For
your customers, for your own customers, for your own guests as such?
I mean, the majority of them are still in touch with us. Our team interact with them,
That's
and they
great.
know this is the safest place for them to come
Yeah,
and dine in, come and stay. And
right,
we are not. There's nothing new for them. We are not new to them actually.
right.
And
That's great.
just one message, we are here for you, waiting for you to come back. And we've been literally missing all of you, like the physical. You mentioned that earlier. Though
Yeah,
I know we are in touch with them over phone or calls or messages, um, but having them here with us, that makes a lot of difference, and we are all waiting for them. With all the precautions, we ensure that we haven't compromised anywhere. That assure I can give to anyone. Though a lot of business, query was there, but we are reluctant to take that. Like I mentioned, the health, comes first for even for the
yeah,
employees. I didn't want
yeah.
to compromise anywhere, like employees' health or their family. Everything was like, pretty much mattered to me, not just
Yeah,
the guests, people around us. Like, I'm
of
supposed to take care of
course,
we as a team.
of course.
So all of us, please, let's get back together and be positive and have some good time with the family.
Yes.
And Sapshir, thank you very much for having me.
Thank
I'm
you, thank
very
you, thank
happy.
you so much, Raghu, for being on the show with us. I really appreciate the time that you've taken out today. I've learned a lot myself. I think that this has been a great, fantastic conversation for me. Clearly, a lot of our viewers have been listening intently. There have been some really good questions, and I think that this
Hey,
the
there are a
part.
couple of messages you want to answer that, and one question, couple of questions, I believe.
Yeah,
Um,
there is. Yeah, there
Suraj
are. There are.
Narayan, my colleague, ex-colleague, hi to Suraj. He is a GM in
Yes.
Golden Express, Chennai. There's another question
Right.
before that, I believe. Yeah.
Yeah, let me just ask you that question, right? So,
Please, yeah.
Sudeshna Tatoy is asking, how are the organization's human resources being redistributed for safety to meet staff needs and to accommodate new ways of working?
All right. I mean, when it comes to this property, like we've been pretty much with them from the beginning, and we got
Yeah.
a COVID-19 warriors. We call them like almost 20 people are there, and they're starting from the staff accommodation, the transportation, the journey. Then we were monitoring the where they got. In fact, when we had like 30, 40 rooms occupancy, majority of the staffs were staying in the hotel. I mean, couple of floors are allocated for them to ensure that they will not go out and they won't get any kind of virus in them, and we are pretty much
Yeah.
out of everything. The HR was doing a major role. That in their team of COVID-19 from all the departments, they were doing it. They were on top of everything. And like I
That's great.
mentioned,
Yeah.
the difference. We were pretty much with the staff, and so far, they're all in good care and good condition. They're doing good. They're around.
That's great. That's great. So there is one more question. I think we have time for another question. Sohina Roy asks, what are the new marketing strategies that we would be looking at to convince the guests in the near future to opt for services at the five-star properties?
All right. I mean, marketing strategy, digital will continue what we are doing now. Um, the lesser property, I'm not very sure and how we're going to market it except this social media and the digital. But the
Yeah.
corporate, since we have that connection with everyone, the personal touch matters a lot. Okay, and what we are doing internally to ensure that the follow the safety measures that that has reached the companies, corporates. That's where to the
Right.
people. That's very important. I mean, digital is not
Right.
everything. I'm talking about what we are doing. Like, and everyone talks about, we are changed to digital. Okay, what is digital? Okay, check in, check out, and the menu or the pay. That's not what we are doing. That has reached the crowd.
Right.
Okay,
Right.
so digital is one of the social media. Maybe digital. Then we have to reach the people physically. Maybe once everything gets over. Digital,
That's
you can
great.
see a lot of competition happening. So being there with your team members, approaching them personally, that makes a lot of difference. I believe Sohina, right?
I think that another thing that is very important again is to ensure that even digital is meeting at somewhere too personal. So to have a great sort of how do you say like a nexus between the two, such as like a very good customer retention program or customer engagement program. These kind of things, I think, is something that I've heard, and I'm hearing that a lot of restaurants, a lot of pubs, even hotels, are looking into more. It's not just about digital takeaway. It's not about digital check-in, check-out. There is so much. There is so much more for relationship building exercise between a brand and a customer that needs to be done. So, it is digital, but then also what you're trying to say is that for customers to be able to know easily what you guys are all about and what kind of experiences that you guys want to deliver and how, and most importantly, how much you care about these customers, right? And I keep hearing from you that your team is constantly in touch with your clients, with your customers, and that is something that's so great and that's so interpersonal again, and to be able to digitize it, make it automatic or something like that, that's just adding a layer. it's not
That's a
it's not
reminder.
yeah, yeah. It's just as a reminder, just sort of a layer.
Yeah.
So anyways, I mean, I think there's just one last question. One of my colleagues itself is asking. So he asks, is direct booking going to become a big part of your busy and of your busy schedule, and is there a need to digitize?
When it comes to the rooms, direct
Yes,
booking.
direct
I
booking
don't know,
with regards to the rooms, maybe a banquet, maybe any sort of service, right? Let's say, for example, I'm sitting here, and just a direct way for me to go and look at the Otera, see what are the services that are available, and just be able to book it then and there. Allocate my slot for myself, and then come to your hotel to redeem it. Do you think that this is going to
It
become a
might
big part of
might
your
vary
thing?
from property to property because our property basically it's not more like direct booking because you have a contract with the companies, right? So when you have a contract in place with the companies, regardless, like they will be coming and staying with us. Once they're
Sure,
comfortable with the stay and the property, right? That's yearly
sure,
contract
yeah,
normally it happens. But direct booking through this
right.
website, I mean, online OTAs and other segments can improve because of what
Sure.
efforts we are taking. Okay, when you market it really well throughout, I mean, through these social medias or OTA portals. Okay, that's one of the area. Otherwise, business like our properties, 80 to 90% it's like contractor. It's
I
completely
see.
separate business. So for us,
Sure.
it's not much direct booking, but yeah, maybe like 12 to 15% is direct booking. The rest all corporate
Right.
business. So that's how it works here.
That's great. That's great. Well, I hope that that's been an informative session for everybody. Raghu, I'd like to take this moment to thank you so much. Thank you very very much for spending this quality time with us. I think that everyone who's been watching has really learned a lot. I'm seeing on the comment section itself that people have really taken a lot of insights from this, and I don't think that any sort of words can really describe the amount of value that you've added to this conversation, just in terms of your experience. One of the things that we see here at Receptio is that the one of the greatest contributing factors to the progress of mankind itself is knowledge sharing, right? And what we've sort of done today here is that it is knowledge sharing for different stakeholders in this entire ecosystem. It could be customers, it could be vendors, it could be partners, it could be other hoteliers, it could be restaurateurs. So many people have learned a lot from this, and we've touched upon so many different topics over the duration of this conversation. So I sincerely thank you, Raghu. Thanks so much for coming on the show with us today.
And I would like to thank you and the Reception team for having me on this pod. I really enjoyed it. Seriously. I mean,
Thank
thanks for
you.
thank you very much.
I appreciate that.
Stay safe. Yeah. Thank
Yes,
you.
and I hope to see you, meet you again face to face very very
We'll
soon.
catch up very soon. Yeah.
We will do that. We will do
You're
that.
my partner, so we have to move together. We'll
Of
do
course,
that.
absolutely,
And thanks a lot for the
absolutely.
support, as usual. Brilliant.
Thanks,
Thank you.
thanks. Thank you, Mr.
Take
Raghu.
care.
Take
Yeah.
care,
Thank
take care.
you.
Bye bye. Cheers. You have a good
Bye.
day. Bye.
Bye.
So, ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. We had Mr. Raghu Nair dropping some serious knowledge, some serious facts on what the situation is, currently in the hotel industry. But more than that, I think the focus here was about, what really what it is to be a team. I think for a hotel that employs a very very large staff, and a staff that's been together. And one thing that I want to again mention is the fact that the Otera has not laid off anybody during this time, and I'm sure at at a leadership position it would have been very very difficult, or would have been very very challenging for them to take such a call. But the thing is that the team has stuck together and is working together so fantastically. For anybody who's watching, please do go follow the Otera on Instagram and on Facebook. There is a lot of their information on there. There's so much that they're doing in terms of ensuring safety and safety measures for their customers. And again, a thing that I again want to resonate, which Mr. Nair and I sort of spoke a little deeply about, is to have the attitude. And this time, in this 4 months that has gone by, where everyone's been locked in, there is no need to give in to any sort of negative thoughts, right? There's as per Mr. Nair, what they've done in this time is they've gone back to the drawing board. There is so many gaps that they've been able to identify, and there's so much that they've worked on to prepare themselves better for the future. And I think that any sort of working professional watching this program right now, I think that that's a great insight for all of us to be able to actually look at this time, to use this time and utilize this time well to be able to prepare ourselves for the future. And another message that he's given to everybody is that he can't wait to be able to meet all of his lovely guests. So please do check out the Otera again. Do check out Receptio as well. We are available everywhere. We are on all social media. Just type Receptio, you'll be able to find us. So on that note, ladies and gentlemen, I hope this was an informative session for all of you. With that note, I will be signing off. My name is Christo Wilfred. I am one of the founders at Receptio. This is me saying bye bye. Cheers, be safe, stay at home, and take care. Good evening.
As always, please feel free to call us or write to us on the information given below. We'd like to hear your thoughts, questions, and feedback. If you do know of someone who could add value to the industry, please do nominate them.